convener, Rotarian Julia Gangwani, to welcome everyone and tell everyone the concept note of the meeting. Julia, over to you.
Thank you, Rotarian Rashmi ji, and I welcome you on behalf of VIRI, Women in Rotary International WhatsApp Group Force One, and I'm honored. VIRI is honored to have today a joint meeting with the Rotary International District 3190, and all kudos goes to our group member Rotarian Rashmi Tankansali ji. Welcome and thank you very much for this joint meeting, giving us opportunity. And friends, before we proceed for our regular meeting, I request everyone, you know, the kind of scenario the pandemic is going around us, and our friends, our families, they are now getting affected. So I believe in spirituality, and I have learned and I follow that this vibration of each human being, it works. So I request each one, please close your eyes for a minute, and wherever you are sitting, please you send healing vibration to your near and dear ones and to the world. So this way we will create a positive vibration in the world. So those people who are getting affected because of this disease, they will get our good prayers. Doesn't matter they are if they are your friends or not. We are all human beings. We Rotarians, we work for others. So again, serving to others through our prayers is another a big service on this earth. I would say the biggest service. So I request each and everyone, please close your eyes and send the healing vibration on this, release this healing vibration on this earth. So we'll start now. Your eyes, thank you very much for this support and sending the good vibration, healing vibration through all affected people, to their family members, so they get well soon. Nobody will face any tragedy in their houses. So now we proceed to our meeting, which is, you know, since beginning of March, we are talking about a women empowerment. And I'm really glad that VIRI, Women in Rotary International Force One Group, really raising a niche subject and really targeting those subjects which really makes a woman or a girl empowerment. Starting from March, we learn the difference between literacy and education. In the second series of our meeting, thanks to our RILM speakers from a Teach verticals, each one of them guided us, enlightened us with how we can empower our girl and women around us. So before I set the note of this meeting of this evening, I would like to just read what we learned in our last two meetings. Starting from teacher training, where few of our members had taken separate meeting to join this program with Rotarian Swati Herkar, who is heading teacher training in RILM, Rotary India Literacy Mission, followed by e-learning, which is already a hit program of RILM. Due to this pandemic, they have reached to the corner of this country. Adult literacy under A vertical, where VIRI has promised to teach each woman in our surrounding. Child development, most of us have already sponsored one child and inspiring others to send girl child back to school through Asha Kiran project. Last but not the least, H, Happy School, where we have promised and we are already working that each one of us are going to adopt small, medium, large schools to make the school happy. And in this, we Rotarians are inspiring retired people or who are doing nothing at the home, our mother, father, grandparents. We can involve them in this project, so this way they will also contribute in the noble projects with their expertise. For this, we have set up the team to share the progress of our group, which I'm going to share in our Telegram group by tomorrow. In the last two meetings, we have announce two projects, funds we are gonna raise. One for the polio team has been, we have made the team, as well as for membership, how many members we have already committed, 500 members from Viri. So the team has been set up. Again, the team members' name will be announced in our Telegram group tomorrow. Back to today's meeting, girl and women empowerment. We have learned so many verticals here and there, but have you ever thought that financial education or financial literacy plays a very important role? I'm gonna, throughout the meeting, I'm gonna share some polls which you have to answer. So this way we are collecting our survey that where women of India are standing, and we have few women from our international partners also. We'll see where we women in financial education are standing today. So as I have I have looked around that in Rotary, no one has talked about the financial literacy for a woman or for a girl empowerment. So unfortunately, we cannot present a presentation by any Rotarian today, but I'm sure each one of you will get inspired today, and you're gonna make a awareness program on financial literacy in your club meetings, in your schools or NGOs of women where you are working closely. So allow me to talk before I invite our guest speaker. I would like to show you why financial education is important for a girl and women.
Yeah, here I would like to invite PDG Rajendra Rai to this forum. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, PDG. Can we put him on the spotlight if he is by his name?
Yeah, can you?
His video is
very much, Julia, thank you very much.
Nice
Good evening to all of you.
Good to see you, PDG Rajendra. That's really inspiring for us to have you. And you must have heard that how we are now talking about to go for a happy school. Friends who didn't attend our last meeting, PDG Rajendra Rai is heading the Happy School H under Teach under RILM. So whoever needs any kind of support to make your school happy, PDG Rajendra Rai is with us. I can share his number again in the group, and his presentation is also with me. Anyone requires that presentation, just give me a buzz. I'll send you that presentation. And once again, thank you, PDG, to joining us and encouraging us.
Oh, thank you. I had to thank Rashmi for that. She invited me, and I'm glad that I'm with you. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead.
I welcome Rotary Uday Bhaskar, Club Service Director. Here, 3190.
Happy evening, and thank you, ma'am. And congrats to everybody for this wonderful program. Eagerly looking forward to listening to her.
Yeah, you're with the force one. Thank you.
All right, allow me to share a presentation on the women. Why girl and women should know banking and finance. I'm just setting the note. The detailed presentation will be done by our guest speaker of this evening. You know, last 8 March, we celebrated Women International Day. And everybody talk about the women contribution in the society. Our woman is a cute daughter or a sweet sister, a lovely lover, darling wife, adorable, blah, 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 blah. Generally, women are not, but how many of us know that women knows about the financial contribution or saving or investment? Or when she as a homemaker, she is handling house, but she is handling home budget, but does she know how to save money, where her husband is putting up investments, where she is intelligent always, women always intelligent, but is she using her intelligence in the banking, in the finance? No. Is she prepared for emergencies? If she face any, life is beautiful, but we face changes every time. So we can't be in peace believing that circumstances in life will be same forever. For this, she must strive to keep herself educated about financial needs and planning of the family. And as we know, the inflation is rising. she's educated, but what is she doing with her expertise? Nothing at home. So she should be ready to meet the rising cost of living. She can use her talent and educate other people. Children always get influenced by their mothers. In a study dated 2009 by the National Endowment for Financial Education, it was found that direct teaching from parents is more influential on the financial habits of young adults than work experience or high work financial literacy courses. So both parents are responsible and equally financially smart. So what they teach their kids, the kids are gonna deliver the same. So on this, I will say thank you everyone and welcome each and everyone to join hands for this financial literacy for a girl and woman empowerment. Over to you, today's moderator, Rotarian Rashmi ji.
Thank you, Julia. That was a wonderful presentation and welcome note. Now I call upon Rotarian Nandini Narayan to read out the Rotary object. She is from Rotary District 3190, E-Club of Bengaluru, Sakhi.
The object Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis for worthy enterprise and in particular to encourage and foster. Firstly, the development of acquaintance as one opportunity for service. Secondly, the high ethical standards in business and professions. Recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Thirdly, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourthly, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service.
Thank you, Rotarian Nandini. Now I invite Rotarian Ananthi Rajangam from District 3232, RC Meenambakam, to recite the four-way test.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. The four-way test. This test is one of the hallmark of Rotary since it was developed in 1932 by Herbert J. Taylor. Its four brief question is a checklist for ethical behavior. The four-way test of the thing we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? As Rotarians, let us have this four-way test in mind whenever we take a decision every single day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotary also. He is here. So shall I call, I'll call upon Rotarian Lakshmi Balaji from our ID 3190 to do the introduction of the speaker for today. Jigisha Rajguru. Lakshmi, can you please start your video?
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all Rotarians, my friends who are present here. I'm absolutely honored to introduce Ms. Jigisha Rajguru, the brain behind a richer life, and that's what she calls herself as. With a master's in commerce from Mumbai University, Jigisha is endowed with a rich experience in accounts, taxation, and personal finances, spanning over a period of 20 years. She has worked with the big four accounting companies like PricewaterhouseCoopers in the space of taxation for foreign institutional investors, expats, and individuals, and has also handled various responsibilities in auditing and company registrations. During the past 10 years, Jigisha has had her own business in the personal finance domain, helping people with insurance, investments, and advisory, real estates, and other structured investment products. A networker at heart, Jigisha passionately believes in investor education and financial independence for women and wants to go that extra mile with implementing the idea of financial literacy, even for school and college kids. Welcome, Ms. Rotarian Jigisha Rajguru, and we are also proud to say that she is from District 390. And once again, welcome to Ms. Jigisha, and I hope this session is going to be very, very useful for us and make a big difference in the listeners and to the people who are associated with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi. It was a wonderful profile reading. It was very nice. Definitely did justice to Rotarian Jigisha Rajguru. Jigisha, now the floor is yours. You please go ahead and start your screen sharing.
Do you still want to play the video, Julia?
Julia, How about, are you ready? Set up.
Maybe we should do the screen sharing off and once.
We can go ahead. Go ahead. It's
Yeah,
correct.
we can. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now it's correct.
Hi, Debbie. Office tayo pa ni Debbie. Debbie.
Yes, we are 1,100 plus women in 3190. Thank you for that, Jigisha. Please go ahead with your screen sharing.
Can you see the screen?
Yes. Can you make it into slide mode? Yeah. Yes, thank you.
So, good evening. Welcome all the Rotarians. It's a pleasure and honor to speak on this forum of VIRI. I thank Julia and Rashmi for organizing this session. Today's topic, financial education's contribution to girls' economic empowerment. I call it equally yours. So let's begin this, what it has to, say and what we can do about it. So what is that somewhat difficult question related to money you would like to ask your spouse, whether it's a men or women, more often women? There are always somewhat difficult questions related to money, which we would like to discuss with our spouse. And unfortunately, it's always, it takes a backseat. For most of the women, it takes a backseat. For men, mostly, they are frank, they come forward and they don't have any hesitation of asking about those questions. But most of the time, women has that hesitation. So today, I think it would be good if all women over here, they probe themselves and they also, talk about this to their women friends, their daughter-in-law, their daughters, their grandchild. Ask them what they think of money and how, what is that one difficult question they have about that. Important factor in everybody's life. People say that, money can't buy happiness, but money can buy most of the things, right? I mean, its survival is dependent on the money. So we have to give that importance to money. When it comes to financial literacy, the global survey, most of the parts of US, Canada, some parts of Europe, Australia, there is a high financial literacy. So average 55 to 75% of the population knows about finances. They make decisions about finances. But if it if we have to compare some of the African countries, some of the Asian countries, including India, the financial literacy is very, very low, where it comes only 0 to 24%. So on an average, out of 100, between 0 to 24 people knows about finances. So, these are some of the countries where we need to make an effort to educate not only women, but also men on the financial literacy front. Because as a family, this concept can be learned. It can create a lot of well-being in the family. If you have to talk about India, more than 70% Indian fare badly in financial literacy. And when it comes to, gaps in learning, women trail badly in financial literacies. So the topics like risk diversification, inflation, interest, compound interest, all these financial terms, they don't understand. Most of them don't understand about it. And it is towards this where we have to work and bridge the gap, right? This is a global figure where 52% women make their own decisions about investment, but 80% men make their own decisions on how and where to invest. Now, this is only a global figure. Now, if we have to, take it country-wise, it comes much lower for women. The percentage comes down very, very drastically. Now, do you know that women's retirement fund needs to be larger than men's? Why? Because there is a low financial literacy that leads to poor financial decision, that leads to ineffective financial behavior. And most of the cases, women outlive men. So in a couple, if you see, normally men dies early and women outlive men for a longer period of time. And hence the retirement need to sustain the same lifestyle is more for women than for men, right? And all these things, fine, we talk about, but knowing something and doing it properly are two different things. So even a question for men, that if they think that they know everything, do they really know things about financial decisions? But have they asked themselves whether they are making a right decisions on the finances? Of course, women, if you see the, when women normally seek help from either from their father when they are not married, from their husbands when they are married, later on from their son, when they are dependent, they tend to ask questions. Are they doing right things? But for men, most of the time, nobody is there to ask this question. So help, yourself and help women to understand the topic of finance. Money is all about behavior, right? So when you want to develop a healthy body, healthy mind, you tend to exercise, do yoga, do meditation, all these things. So, and you try to inculcate that good behavior in your lifestyle, right? So money is also about a behavior towards money. How you treat money is also very, very important. And to develop good money habits, especially for women and girls, this is what you need to understand, right? So understand what is income, where it comes, how you generate income, right? So probably people who are, or women who are not working, who are housewives, understand how their husbands are earning income, or when they are independent, they are financially they are not dependent on their husbands, they have business, they have jobs to sustain, then understand what is income, what is expense, what is saved, right? Learn to budget. Develop a personal spending budget. Most often, couples fight. They husbands say that you are spending a lot on clothes and jewelries, and women say, oh, you are spending a lot on electronic gadgets, right? So that is normal fights in the household. So if everyone has to develop a personal budget, there won't be any such questions or any such fights. So if you have a high ticket item to buy, have a personal spending budget. Say, for example, you want to buy an iPhone, or women want to buy a jewelry. Probably wait for a year. Every month, save 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is. At the year end, you have a kitty and go and spend it and splurge on a high-end item. But at least you have a budget. That doesn't affect just like that, it doesn't take out the money just like that from the pool of saving. Save first and then invest. Understand the difference between saving and investing. Just earning, keeping the money in the bank account, not spending it is saving. But does it mean that your money is growing? No. Money will grow when you invest into a financial instrument, right? Whether you call it fixed deposit, whether you call it mutual fund, you call it equity shares, or whatever it is. And you have to invest in such a way that it has to beat inflation. Say inflation is at 6% or 5%. Your investment has to earn more than the inflation. It has to earn more than 8%, 10%, 12%, so that your wealth can be created and you don't run out of the corpus at the time of retirement. Learn about credit building and banking, right? So sometimes people get rejected for loans for not having a good credit scores. Why? Because they don't know how to use credit cards, how to use personal loans, etc. So learn about credit building, learn about banking, right? And this education has to be at a very early age, like you take your kids to the bank and see how the accounts can be opened. Show them the checkbook, how to write the checkbook, how to, not the ATM card and debit card, but at a proper age, make them aware about debit card and credit cards. Track your spending, avoid emotional spending, right? Today, the phone and the laptops are full of apps. You have Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon, everything is on your app, on your fingertips. And even at the night, after a hard day's labor, 10 o'clock at night, you are sleeping in your bed and you can just go on Amazon and buy something and money is gone, right? Because you would like that emotion of owning something instantly. So avoid those emotional spending. Whenever you have that urge to buy something, go to any app you want to, but put it in the cart and don't end up click to buy. Don't proceed with buying. Keep it for 2 days. After 2 days, when you go there, you will know that, that urge of buying and urge of spending is gone. Most of the time when you spend something like this, you may not even end up using it. Manage your risk. And insurance is one of the most important factor in our financial planning. And most of the time, 99% of the time in the Indian households, insurance is downplayed because they don't need insurance. Well, if you have, 50, 60 crores, or if you are Ambani's, you don't need insurance. But managing a risk, like if something happens to breadwinner, if there is an accident, if there is a hospitalization, right? What happens to your savings? The money just wipes out. And we have heard this enough in this last pandemic 1 year. What happens to the personal finances if you don't have insurance? So have proper insurance for your life, for your health, for all your physical assets which you have, right? Your car, your house, your factories, your everything. So because that is a tool to pass on the risk to somebody else. Develop a financial plan, involve your spouse, your kids, right? I mean, it's very important because the goals, financial goals are not only your goals, it is everybody. It's a household who decides on the financial goals, like education of a child, where the kid will study, where, how you want to marry your girl child, how you want to, whether you want to send your kids abroad for studies. All these are very, very important decisions, and you have to involve your spouse and kids about making them understand about this plan. Review and rebalance, right? Every now and then you need to, whatever plan you have developed, you need to review it. You need to rebalance if something is not working out. Very important thing, write a will. And most of the time, Indians fail over here. Most of the time, people don't think that they need to write will because they don't feel the need of it. And they say, okay, we'll write after 10 years or after my retirement. But who knows what happens next day? So write a will. This pandemic has given us had made us understand the importance of a will. And learn about compounding. This is my favorite, right? We all learn compounding interest in the school, college, but nobody in their personal life, they really, apply this in their finances. Good to know for all women, if they are joint owners in the savings accounts, if they have access to these accounts, with net banking, they know their passwords or not, how to do their banking, write a check. Many times I've seen, the women who are in the age group of 60 to 75, they don't even know how to write the checks because they never felt the need of doing that. They don't understand to go to bank and operate the ATM or debit card. So learn all these things. Teach your wife, teach your daughters from the early age about these things. If they are joint owners in the property, investments, if the life insurance policies are registered under Married Women's Property Act, if the spouses have written the wills, if you are a joint holder in the property, you have to have your separate will. If you are a nominee or a beneficiary in the most of the savings, if the children are provided for in the will, and if what is the percentage of them, which they share. So all these, but we have to find a practical solution to addressing women's financial literacy needs, right? So what we can do over here, there are better country contexts, right? So countrywide, you understand what is the gender responsive development which supports this kind of education. What are the judicial system says, how the legislation and infrastructure can support this kind of education. Complementary services like risk management training, insurance, social investment funds, all these help and most importantly, build network, right? Go talk to people. That helps in understanding a lot of the financial needs for women. And if they want to start their own business and become financially independent, this will help. It's a training. Financial education like financial management, accounting, budgeting, interest rate calculation, tracking household inflow, outflow, all these becomes a part of education. Using customized trainings, that also will help. Gender sensitive staff training, right? Involve men also when you are addressing women's forum, because they will go and talk to 10 women and help them to understand the need of financial education. Early financial training for girls, like take a practical training, as I said, that take them to bank and make them understand how the bank account can be opened, how the checks can be written, how they invest into fixed deposits or recurring deposits, or what is the difference. All these things are available in the school also, I mean, as a part of the textbooks, but nobody, apply this. Better technology, right? Use medias, television, magazines, internet, social medias. All these things can help and inform women about a lot of tools which are available for them to understand on the financial literacy. Understanding mobile banking, mobile money, micro insurance, e-learning is also a very powerful tool for training, knowledge sharing, and international best practices. This is just one example which I'll give you for, how one can create wealth, how one can learn about compounding, and why it is important to start this at an early age, right? So here I give two people who are my favorite characters. One is John, one is Linda. They both started working together in a company, and their both annual income is 10 lakhs. They are both 25 years old. They started working in a company. Their annual growth in the income is 5%. Annual allocation towards retirement is 10%. Return on investment is 12%, and age of retirement is 60. Now, Linda, as soon as she joined at the age of 25, she decided to put away 10% of the salary as a part of her retirement corpus. And John, he said, I'm still young. I want to enjoy. I'll start at the age of 30. So right at the age of 35 years after Linda, he started putting 10% of his income towards retirement. Now they are both giving boost to their retirement corpus by 5% because that's the annual growth in the income. And the return on investment is 12%, right? Now, Linda started at the age of 25, John started at the age of 30. So about 6.5 lakhs more than John is Linda's investment. Now, both retired at the age of 60. Now, just think what would be the difference in the corpus between Linda and John. Here is the thing. So John has 5 crores as a retirement corpus, not bad. But Linda has got 7.5 crores as a retirement corpus. 5 years more than John, 6.5 lakhs more than John, made a difference of 2.5 crores in the retirement corpus. As an absolute number, it is 2.5 crores. But in terms of percentage, it's 50% more than John, right? So what we call this is the power of compounding, right? So if you go back to your school days, what is compounding interest? It is matter of time, right? It is based on how much time you give your money to compound. That is the effect of compounding. That's one of my favorite quotes, that compounding interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it, by none other than Albert Einstein. With that, we come to an end of the presentation. Here's my contact number. If anyone has any personal questions, they can call me, they can ask me, or if you have any questions, we can take it over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jigisha. That was wonderful practical solutions to financial literacy and wealth management. Now we would like to know how much each one of our participants have been alert. So Julia will be doing a survey. So please be ready for that. Julia, over to you.
Thank you, dear Rotarian Rashmiji, and thank you, Rotarian Jigyasi. What a wonderful presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen who are present. Gentlemen, I'm going to do a survey. So I request you, on behalf of your women, on behalf of your daughter, on behalf of your girlfriends, please answer that survey, because we are going to make our Rotarian Jigyasa is doing that survey. So each Rotarian, please thumbs up if it is yes. No thumbs up if it's no, because we don't want that you unmute yourself, because then it will create a lots of hassles here. So our first question goes, how many of you make your own financial decisions? And for gentlemen, your women, your wife, your daughter-in-law, do they make their own financial decisions? Mohan, Rotarian Mohanji says yes.
Yeah.
Rotarian Raghuji says yes.
And Geetanjali Dhar, Irene Lobo. Then not many hands. 4 of.
So Rotarian Jigyasi, you can make a note that out of 100%, I think so, hardly 3%, even a 1%, I would say.
We have 55. And
so next question goes here. Have you planned your own retirement?
Thumbs up, please.
Gentlemen, has your partner or a daughter-in-law, have they planned their own retirement?
Mother-in-law. 1, Sunil Sahadev. Only one hand.
Here we go.
There are a lot of messages on chat box as well.
Okay, thank you, A.G. Mukund. Yeah, no.
Oh, yes, there are lots of yes. No, yes are very little.
Yes.
Look, our happy school leader, PTG Rajendra Rai, he says no. Oh my God. So that was his partner. PTG, I request that being the Rotarian, you're serving to the community, you start serving from your home now. Service from home.
Uday Kumar sir also, thumbs down.
All right, so next question, Rotarian Kishan Goenkaji, welcome and thank you very much for participation. He says yes. If that's called, this is the meaning we learned in our last meeting, literacy and education. Education, we say continue learning, and this continue learning, we should never stop. For our women partner, daughters, mother-in-law, because you never know where she is gonna face a challenge in her life. You love her, you love yourself, but if she is not protected, then there is no love. So my next question goes here. How many of you ladies know about your insurance? And do you know how to claim your insurance? What numbers are there? What kind of insurance you should go for that?
Please use the chat box or your thumbs up. Anu Pallavi, yes. Anybody else? Anybody else on the chat box?
Rotarian Lakshmiji, yes. Rotarian Prerna, thank you for joining. She says yes.
Good. We have 3 or 4 only, Jigisha.
Sandhya, Sushmita, what?
We
Eric.
need more of this
Rotarian
session
Eric,
now.
what you say?
Okay, Shashidhar says yes. He has raised his hand.
So do you have life insurance? Do you have health insurance if you are a earning member of the family? Is your family has enough health insurance? Because if you see today, the hospitals are like 5-star hotels, right? And when where the money comes from our pocket, right? So people say,
Very valid question for
I
COVID
have
situation.
5 lakhs of health insurance, and is it going to be enough? For a family of 4, is 5 lakhs enough?
Julia,
So
any more
Rotarian
questions?
Jigyasa has asked that if you have an insurance of rupees 500,000, 5 lakh rupees, is it enough for a family of 4 in this current scenario? The pandemic is going on. Yes, thumbs up, no. Gentlemen, as you're the investor,
No,
financial
not
head
enough.
in your house, what do you say?
No, not enough. A lot of messages coming
Great.
here.
I think most of them don't agree with 5 lakhs is enough.
Say
That
no.
is a good
Yes,
thing.
yes,
And what
yes.
is enough? If you know what is the inflation in the medical sector, right? Inflation in medical sector every year is 20%. So what surgery or what hospitalization will cost you today 1 lakh? After 5 years, it will be 2 lakhs. After 10 years, it will be 4 lakhs. So understand that 5 lakhs insurance today, if you think that after retirement it will be enough, it's not going to be enough. And health insurance is one thing which you need to take when you are healthy and young, and not when you are old and when you have got diabetes or hypertension, because you will not get health insurance. So buy health insurance in a bigger amount when you are healthy, when you are young, when you don't have any disease in your body. Buy it, have a sufficient health insurance. It's very, very important.
Rotarian Jigyasa, who's our guest speaker today, she is a member of our group also, and she is a financial advisor of our VIRI group. Any lady wants any advice from her, I will drop her number again. You can write a message in the group, or you can send a separate message to her. Now my next question comes. Most of you are married. You are having the children. Do you have girl child? Raise your hand. Gentlemen, yes, from your end also. And how many of you have taught literacy education to your daughter?
I have, yes. Good, Vasant Chandra ji, yes. Sunil
I
Sahate,
think so.
yes.
It's a
Gitanjali trying to.
high time for Rotarians that when we are empowering a girl through education, when we are sending a girl child back to school, we should take a responsibility that around us, any woman or a girl who is not aware of banking transition or a financial, you just teach her, because this is how we are going to make 100% a girl or woman empowerment. Am I right or wrong?
Nagajyoti,
Raise your hand.
yeah, Nagajyoti, even for a boy, it can be.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
for any child. But in this platform, we are talking about a girl and woman.
Girl.
Every child should know about the financial education, because in the school and in the graduation, they have not been taught about the financial, how to handle your finance. Even a child, 13-year-old girl or boy, start getting a pocket money at home. Do they know how to save it? We just give them a piggy bank and the pocket money. That's it. What to do with this money? How to invest? Where to, as Rotarian Jigyasa mentioned, avoid emotional spending. Sometimes I do, if I'm upset, so I go to the mall and do the shopping. That gives me a pleasure. Later on, I realize I spent money unnecessary there. We do sometimes. But we, as in our presentation, it was mentioned that we parents, as a mother, what we have learned, we pass on to our children. So you want to make your child strong, you want to make a girl empower, you want to make a woman empower, teach her financial education also. Give them an app which is fully loaded with the financial thing as per their age, as per their understanding, as per their intelligence. This is how we are going to empower. So it's a high time to go for a financial education. And My next question, we are all Rotarians. How many of you gonna create awareness on financial education in your club? Just raise your hands.
This is very important. In each individual Rotary Club, we should
I
do this.
request each one of you, please create as much as possible financial literacy education in your club, in your district, in your surroundings. Even the maids are coming, labor class women are working. This is what Rotarians do, no? This serving others. So you can make as a club project. I'm sure RI leaders or your district governor or a club president will be very happy, because this again comes in a economic development and but the another one, literacy.
Shashidhar says, I want to superimpose this program with my pad bank project that is just started. Yeah, we can plan about that.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for participating in survey and your interest. And over to you, Rotarian Rashmi ji.
What a wonderful presentation, wonderful participation. It was a wonderful evening, dear Rotarians and friends of Rotary, friends from all over the world. We have Rotarians today from 3190, 313232, 3182, and if I've forgotten any other Rotary district, I'm sorry for that, but it's wonderful to see so many people on one platform enjoying the session. And yes, this definitely, as our Rotary vision statement says, that we have to find everlasting changes in our community and also in ourselves. That this fits very well there. First, we empower ourselves and then empower the society. So here, I think all of you now would definitely pledge to ensure that we empower the girl child and also the boys with with a lot of financial knowledge and literacy, because that is very important to lead a peaceful life, because money is part of everything. Even to do service, we need money. So I think you all agree with me. And it's my pleasure to be doing the word of thanks for the session today. I thank everyone.
Rotarian Rashmi ji, sorry to pitch in here. Before you go for official vote of thanks, I would like to say a few lines.
Please.
On this seminar, what we the niche subject we have brought out today. And after going through this presentation, it's a very major issue is the financial literacy is lacking in too much in girls. Yes, there are girls who are financially literate like you and me, but the fraction is too low. So the general mindset that society has is that there exists a father and a husband in girls' life. They can very well take care of the finance part of them. It is common things like fashion, cooking skills, etc., should be discussed with the girls, but it is quite uncommon to find them discuss stocks, investment, and finance. Apart from this, being financially literate comes with the power to overcome fear and take risks. At the same time, it is quite difficult for a girl to take risk, as a society often don't recognize their potential. Generally, what we face as a women, and we need to overcome this mindset that keeps girls dependent on others. You know, if women is financially strong, she can take her decision herself, and she will not, she become a fearless. It is the need of the girl as well as the need of the society, as we are talking, that they stand out strong and work for their own financial goals. Girls need to be aware and they need to become financially literate. We all are aware that education is very important tool of us to build our personality to shape our future. So it's a high time that, and we may have to make this an important skill to get rid of this rat race and literate our surroundings, our children with this financial education. And on this, I would like to ask one question from Rotarian Jigesa, our guest speaker. You have already mentioned lots of solution in your presentation. For our Rotarians, you being a Rotarian, you're Rotarian yourself, what do you suggest? You have seen in Rotarian world, we are not talking about. So what solutions or what measurements you propose us here? How we can take up these financial literacy programs in our club?
I think someone in your club will be already, you know, a person who understands investments, understands, you know, insurance, understands equity stocks, broking, etc., etc. Try to organize some of these talks with your club. Bring them on the platforms. That is what we are planning to do even for my Rotary Club. That is the Rotary Club of Bangalore, which I'm part of. There is a specific request from a group of Rotarians who are 60 and above. They want to learn about retirement planning, how they manage their money and all. So we are planning to organize such talks for our Rotary Club. If anyone has, I can come to their Rotary clubs and I can also, talk to them. If feel free to reach out to me. If there are any more talks to be organized, I would love to come and talk to your Rotary clubs as well. But within your club, try to find people, educate more women, have a talk between women itself, bring the ends, bring the women Rotary members, make a group, talk about the topics of finance, because most of the time money is not discussed between women. Most of the time what is discussed is jewelry and the clothes and the so on.
Don't you think so? Here women do not take responsibility. When the men start talking about the stocks investment, the women run away.
Talk about it, because most of the time the world rules by the money, how much money you have and how much knowledge you have about money. So, and tomorrow it's only going to be the advantage for you as a woman, because more you know, the chances of cheating, being cheated by someone with your own money, that becomes much lesser. You will start asking the questions when we are signing on a dotted line, when you are putting a fixed deposits, or when you are investing in the mutual funds, or when you are opening a bank account or a demat account. How many of us go through the entire form and understands what it is and ask the questions to the manager, bank manager, or a person who is trying to sell you something? How many times we ask a question that what it is? Can you explain to me these things? No one goes and asks, and then they say that then we complain that we are getting cheated, right? So I would suggest ask questions. If you don't know, that's fine, but go and ask, reach out, ask questions more and more. When somebody is trying to sell you insurance policy, how many of us go and ask that what is in for them to sell the insurance? How much they earn out of that?
You said very well. Ask the question, because we get stuck. We feel embarrassment while asking a question, because we get fear ki if other person will insult us or won't answer us. Never ever do that. More you ask question, more clarification you will get, and more intelligent you will become. That's correct. Thank you very much. Over to you, Rotarian Rashmi ji.
Rashmi, this is Krishnamurthy. I have just one question, if you allow me.
Please go
to
ahead.
Diksha ji. Yeah, how can Rotary as a NGO can empower this particular aspect of financial literacy among the underprivileged?
Wonderful question, Jigisha. I think you should take it up.
Yes. So wherever you are associated with NGOs, wherever you are associated with the underprivileged schools, kids, I would request go and implement this type of programs in their vernacular languages. Unfortunately, I can't speak Kannada, but I would love if somebody can accompany me and come to these kids and talk to them about money, about simple things like you can teach the kids about how to play Monopoly. That's one of the fantastic games which involves money, banking, borrowing, debt, building real estate, business. These type of games, if if we make it more popular among kids, amongst, from the early age, develop the apps. Like I know that in US and some of these countries where, in the school, they have a virtual bank account opening forms, a virtual stock investment, virtual mutual fund investments, and all these things kids can actually learn as a part of their curriculum. Somebody can come up with these type of ideas and implement this at the school level, at the college level, and that would be wonderful. I'm already doing these programs for college kids who are in the final year, or third year or final year students. But it would be wonderful to implement these programs in the schools, and even to the underprivileged, communities where big communities and societies or housing complexes where the maids comes, the house help. Please bring them together, the drivers, and educate them the basic things about insurance, about savings, opening the bank account. Probably this type of things help. At least they will start saving, right? And once they start saving, the next question will come that, okay, now what should I do? And then you handhold them to do the investments into, say, fixed deposits, or open the recurring deposits. There are post office savings schemes. There are Sukanya Samriddhi accounts, public provident fund. A lot of these schemes invite the banking guys to come and talk to them about opening the accounts. These type of things will help for underprivileged people.
That's wonderful.
Thank you, Jigisha.
I think Krishnamurthy sir, you could get what you wanted, or we can always talk to her. I'll share her number to you so we can plan a project. And I see this talk has empowered somebody over here. Rotarian Lakshmi wants to do a project for about financial talk to the school children. So you have inspired somebody today, Jigisha. That's wonderful. So thank you for this, and my pleasure to be doing the word of thanks to here. I thank all the Rotarians from India and other Rotary districts and international Rotary districts who are present here for having made this platform a wonderful interactive platform today. We learned a lot of things today from Jigisha, what we are doing, whether we are doing it right or not. So next time I see a sale on Amazon, I will remember you, Jigisha. I'll call you and ask you whether I can really buy this now or I'm binging. So I think you've really made us aware of what we are doing. We are doing, but still you made us aware of it. Thank you so much for that. I thank my convener, Rotarian Julia Gangwani, for all the support and help she has bestowed on us for having done this program into a great success. I thank Rotarian Nandini for the objects of Rotary, Rotarian Ananti for the Rotary 4-way test, and also, of course, all the patient participants who have been here with us. And also thank you for being interactive. That is what makes a session very, very, it is very encouraging for us to go ahead and do many more things. And as Rotarians, this is what we want. And when we inspire each other. So this from here, we take forward this. And with Jigisha's help, we would like to empower more girl child. And VIRI is one platform, Women in Rotary International, where I would request all the women Rotarians here to introduce their women Rotarians into this. This program really gives a platform to women to come forward and do a lot many things here. So please be part of this. We'll keep sharing whatever we are doing. And thanks to everyone again. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Good evening.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
I request before our members leave, we have a last session. As we know, Wheel of Fortune. That's a part of our vibrant fellowship. We women who are part of this fellowship, I'm gonna play a Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play, share the screen, and the winner woman. Do we have Anubha Jain here? Anubha is here, no?
She's here. She's here.
Anubha, share your story of. She was the last. She was the winner in our last meeting, and for Wheel of Fortune, she won the prize. the condition of our vibrant fellowship, that Wheel of Fortune, is that whoever is gonna be winner, she is gonna use that cash prize on herself. Whether she can buy something which she couldn't buy, or maybe she can spend that money on one of her favorite project, or can donate in the foundation. So Anuba, it's your turn. Tell us what you did.
See, I won after winning. We are in a lockdown, so couldn't spend it on myself. But yes, I gave a small amount to. There's a organization, Sankalp, which is helping the underprivileged and the cancer patients. So on one of the Sundays, they served khichdi to many of the underprivileged. So that gave me a good solace and satisfaction. Rest of the amount is lying with me, and I'm waiting when I'll be able to, spend it on myself. Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Stop screen sharing, Jigisha. It still says your.
So Anuba, as you are into a happy school also, I request that you take up a financial literacy program with your girl students there. So
see,
that
I just read your message 2 days back, and just a day before only, myself and my hubby, we just decided that this is of utmost important. Looking to the times, our guest speaker is a renowned chartered accountant of Durg Bhilai, and we are holding this webinar on Saturday. So this was a good, a very nice information I could.
We're gonna play more quiz on this financial in our group. So I request whoever women member and the gentlemen from different trusts, please send your women members in our group to Rashmi, to me, any of one of you, you just share with us their number. So now here we go for Wheel of Fortune.
You put the spotlight. We can't see.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is. We don't see the wheel as such.
Okay,
Yes,
is there
yes,
now?
Yes, very clear.
I'm gonna play. So all member of this group, cross your fingers. Here I go. I'm spinning it.
Yeah, go
Get
ahead.
ready. Rashmi. No, it's. No. Rashmi Agarwal from Queens, District 3261. Is she here today?
Don't think so. She's not there.
We'll put her name in our separate group of our Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations, Rashmi Agarwal. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much once again to everyone for joining and participating actively in this project, which I was a little bit scared. And as Rashmi ji mentioned, we did a good brainstorming. She brought several projects, several topics with me. I said, no, we'll go for a financial, and all of us has come on the same page. And thank you very much, Rashmi, bringing such a wonderful speaker. Thank you, Rotarian Jigisa, and thank you, everyone. And I request each one of you, stay safe, please. Do not step out while serving others. Safe, protect yourself first.
Yeah, thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Good night. Take care.
Have a great week ahead.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
Wonderful session.